Welcome to my class, student. It's class 6 English grammar. We are doing chapter 9, that is voice, active and passive, and this is the introductory session, and we are doing session 1. In this session we will come to know about the active voice and the passive voice. What is active? When we are doing things by ourselves, and when it is passive, when thing is done by us. So it's a very important chapter. Pay attention to this chapter. Let's start. Transitive verbs have both active and passive forms. What are the transitive verbs? You know, transitive verb where action passes from the subject to a doer. So there you are getting both active and passive voice. So active voice describes a sentence where the subject performs the action stated by the verb. A subject, suppose I, is performing an action, that is I am teaching, to whom? To object, to you. So, the subject performs the action stated by the verb. I am teaching you. So, I am a subject. Teaching you, teaching whom, you, and teaching is the verb. So, I am active. The sentence that I have just said is an active voice. The active voice means subject plus verb plus object. That is, the hunter killed the lion. The hunter is here subject because he is killing the lion by himself. Killed is the verb and the lion is the object, right? So, when there is a subject performing the act, that is called active person, active subject, and thus that voice is active voice. In passive voice sentences, the subject is acted upon the verb. How it is acted upon the verb? The lion was killed by the hunter. The lion was killed by the hunter. That means लायन खुद को किल नहीं किया, वो हंटर ने उसे किल किया. एक शेर शिकारी के द्वारा मारा गया. तो when you are getting द्वारा, that means verb is acted upon the subject. So that is called passive voice. Now, why it is very important to have active voice? In most situations, we use the active voice for several reasons, right? What are the various reasons? The active voice is more concise. In active voice, you don't have to add preposition, many prepositions. By, you don't have to write, right? Then, the active voice is therefore more concise. It is short, crisp. The active voice emphasizes the actual subject and is therefore more direct. The active voice subject is very much direct. You know, the doer is the subject. So, subject is the doer. So, subject is very much direct. For example, I teach you. Here, this is active voice. Active. Here you are seeing I is I, subject. It's very clear that I is the subject teaching you. I teach you. The you is the object. So, and this is very short also. See, I teach you. It is very concise and it is very direct. You can understand who the subject is. I is the subject. Now, the active voice is more forceful. I teach you. Here you are getting force. Here you are getting emphasis. The subject is doing. Here is importance on the doer. Subject is stating his or her action. So, here it is more concise. Here it emphasizes the actual subject. That's why it is more direct and it is more forceful. So, that's why we write in active voice. Now, strong writing requires active verbs. When you need to say others about your actions, you need active voice, right? So, in active verbs, you are creating importance of your own work. The subject's work is getting more importance when it is written in active voice. It conveys conviction, yes, because the subject, the doer is stating, the doer is doing, it is visible, it is quite obvious that the person who is saying, the doer, the subject who is stating, it's correct. So, we are very much convinced by that. So it conveys conviction, and it presents strength to our writing. When you are writing your own activities, that means your writing is becoming a document. So strong writing requires active verbs. For example, the project is expected to be completed on time. If you write in this, the project is expected to be completed on time. It is in a passive voice it is written because the project will be completed by someone else. But if we write, we expect to complete the project on time, it is more forceful, it is very much conviction is here, and it is very strong. We love to trust the person, trust us, ki yeah, we are expecting. But here you are seeing the project is expected to be completed on time, because you cannot say ki whether there is a conviction or not, whether it is sure or not. कहने के लिए सिर्फ आपने कह दिया. So this is the difference between active and passive. So whenever you require to write your strong messages, please write in active voice. Now, it is personal rather than impersonal. Active voice is very much personal because it is done by you. It is stated by you. Example, it is believed that you are deserving of an A. See, it is believed. So, in a very passive voice it is said. But if I say, I believe you deserve an A, that means here it is very personal. Here I am expressing my thought. So here it is very personal. So here it is active voice. It's very personal rather than impersonal. Now it acknowledges responsibility. When I am saying something with full responsibility, I am saying. So it acknowledges responsibility. You were misjudged, that is the passive voice. But if I write in this way, I misjudged you, that means I am showing my feelings and I am very true to my feelings, and I am saying I misjudged you. That means I am accepting my responsibility of not judging you correctly. I misjudged you. It can shorten a sentence made longer than necessary by passive verb. As in a passive voice, you have seen passive voice sentences are very long, longer than the active voice. So if you write in active voice, the structure of the sentence is shorter than the passive voice. For example, merchandise was marked down because of poor retail sales. Right? Merchandise was marked down because of poor retail sales. That is in a passive voice. And if we write in an active voice, it is poor retail sales forced markdowns of merchandise. So you are seeing only few words and your sentence is complete. Your sentence is complete. So this is your active voice. Now it's not necessary that only active voice is important. Passive voices is also important. And you need to know what is its importance. You do not want to name the actor of the action. If you don't want to say who the doer is, then you need to write it in a passive voice. As in a political speech, we always say, it is said, it is done, it is believed. So, we write in passive voice. The alternatives have been exhausted. By whom? We don't want to say the name of the actor. And this government tried everything else first. And now in active voice we are writing this government, because we will have to write the doers. And if we want to hide the doer name or the actor of the action, we will have to write it passive voice. Suppose I teach you English. You are taught English. Just you hide the doer name. By me I am not saying, but still it is understood you are taught English by whom? By someone else. And who the someone else? If you don't want to reveal the name of a teacher, it's all your choice. But it is complete. You are taught English. So we can hide the doers' names also in a passive voice. You do not know the actor of the action. Many a time it happens, something has happened, you don't know who has done this. So if you don't know the name of the actor, you can say in a passive voice. The fire alarm was set off by mistake. Passive voice. Who has done? You don't know. So you are saying the fire alarm was set off by mistake, right? And if we write in active voice, it will be someone set off the fire alarm by mistake. Right? So here in the active voice you will have to write the doer. Here it is an indefinite pronoun. Next is, you want to give the receiver of the action more importance than the actor of the action. Sometimes it happens you want to give credit to the receiver of the action, not the actor of the action. Then you are emphasizing the receiver of the action. Then passive voice is very much required. Example, our brand name is widely recognized. You want to give importance to our brand name. So this is our brand name is widely recognized. And if we write in active, many people recognize our brand name. But here you want to emphasize that our brand name is widely recognized. Yes, so receiver of the action more important than the actor of the action. Who have recognized? People have recognized. What? Our brand name. Right? So here you are giving importance to our brand name. Now, when you want to emphasize the action itself, when you are not interested who has done, who is the receiver, only the action is important, then you write a passive voice. A curved incision was made behind the hairline. A curved incision, एक कट लगा है behind the hairline. By whom? By doctor itself. लेकिन यहाँ passive voice में हमने लिखा because we want to give importance to the action, right? Not the patient, not the doctor, not the subject, neither the subject nor the receiver, right? The subject who has done that, doctor has done that, and who is the patient? Someone is the patient, but we are giving importance to the action itself. So this is action. A curved incision was made behind the hairline. And if you write in active voice, the doctor made a curved incision behind the hairline. Right? What are the rules of this active and passive voice? It's very important. There are certain grammatical rules that you need to follow. For example, first the object of the active sentence becomes the subject of the passive sentence. Here, how it is? I teach you. Now, I am subject and you are the object. And this is active voice. Right? So, in passive voice, you are taught by me. This is passive. That means the object in the active becomes the subject in the passive. So you are taught by me and I will be me. Now, the finite form of the verb is changed to be plus past participle. Here with you it is are and past participle of teach is taught. So these are the very important rules when you transform, when you convert the active to passive. Second, the finite verb, form of the verb. Here the finite form of verb is teach. It is turned into past participle and plus be is here. So are taught, right? The subject of the active sentence becomes the object of the passive sentence or is dropped. As I have told you, it's not necessary that you need to write the subject of the active sentence in the passive voice. It can be dropped. But here, you are taught by me. Here, me is here. And you are taught English, you are taught whatever the language. If you write, you are taught by me. Here you are writing the subject of the active voice as an object, but if you want where it is not necessary, you can drop it also. So moving to the next slide. See here, in the subject active voice, the subject is I, so in object it will be me, and my is your possessive. We here are and us is the object. This is very important chart. You will need to learn it. You, your, you. In the object again it's you. He, his, him. She, her, her. And they, their, them. Right? If the sentence with I you have seen, we have done our duty. Our duty has been done by us. In this way, in a passive voice, you will have to write these things. If the subject in the active is the, so in the object, the same subject will be that. It will turn into that form. Now, passive in simple present tense. Assertive sentence, active, subject plus verb and object. If subject is she, so you will have to write down first form of verb, which will have to SES. She teaches English is an object. Passive voice, subject plus be plus verb 3, that is past participle plus preposition plus object. English is an object here. This is subject, this is verb. According to third person singular, here it is ES, but here the object is English, so English is there, subject as a subject. Is here taught, this is the third form of teach. By, she will be her, as I have told you earlier, and by preposition you need to add. So English is taught by her. In negative sentence, active is subject plus do, does plus not plus verb 1 plus object. She does not or doesn't teach English. This is the abbreviation form of does not teach English. So passive will be subject plus be plus not plus verb 3 plus preposition plus object. English is not or isn't taught by her. So this is your format. You will have to follow the format, and if you go through the sentences in active and passive, you will get this format. Interrogative, assertive, as you know, your be will be earlier in the first, the do, does plus subject plus verb 1 plus object. So does she teach English? Now in the passive voice, be plus subject plus verb 3 plus preposition plus object. Is English taught by her at Learn ESL Academy? Any academy you can say. So is English taught by her? Now negative interrogative, active, don't, does, doesn't plus subject plus verb 1 plus object. Doesn't she teach English? And here will be passive, be not plus S plus V3 plus preposition plus object. Isn't English taught by her? So in this way you are seeing that there is a grammatical format for writing each and every sentence in active and passive, in assertive, in negative and in interrogative. Now WH information question. If there are WH, who, where, whom, why. So WH plus do, does plus subject plus verb 1 plus object. Where does she teach English? Now in passive, WH plus B plus S plus V3 plus preposition plus object. Where is English taught by her? The same rule you need to apply in all type of sentences, but you will be very careful about the correct format of sentences. Now what have you learned today? We have learned why active sentences are important, why passive sentences are important, how you make active and passive in simple present tense and all type of sentences. In the next class, I will be with some more interesting grammatical lessons for you. Till then, revise the lesson and wait for me. Thank you.